Weber's all I can ask of you. A cake with 2 brides on it. Terry's family and my brother. But I had hopes for you. Don't tell me that you're too old to adjust to having a daughter that loves a woman. Tara's 92-year-old grandmother was the one who proudly walked us down the aisle. I still get tearful when she introduces me as her granddaughter. Grandma Neem says that she's too old to worry about the choices that other people make. And at my age, I think I'm too old to worry about that too. You've missed out on important parts of my life. But there's still time to get closer, keep from missing anything else. But I'm finally realizing that it's not up to me. All I can do is love you, even when I wish you'd see things my way. And I'm finally realizing something else. It's because of you and Daddy that my wedding was possible at all. You see, you taught me to trust in my decisions and myself. And you taught me that prejudice was wrong. And that's why I didn't go through all that angst that other gay and lesbian people go through. And you taught me to have faith and love. See, Mama, you made me the person that I am, a woman who could take the hand of another woman for life. I know it's not the life that you dreamed of for me, but it is the best life that you could have ever given me. Love, Laura.
There's a hint of curl in the back of your hair. The 2 of us came up with the nickname Curly Q for you.
To my dear sweet mom, I'm writing this letter to you as I sit at your bedside. You fought a battle of cancer for 14 years. And now you're bedridden. I sit with you often, feeling a real want and need to take care of you. I know you're aware of my presence, yet your warm body remains motionless. I know you're dying. My heart aches. My friends offer words of advice and encouragement, yet I still find myself questioning God. God, why is my mom so sick? Why is she suffering so much? Why? I know the time for you to go is drawing near. I think it's ironic that you spent the early days of motherhood taking care of me, only to find the roles are reversed as I take care of you. So once again, I reposition the pillows under your head and try to make you as comfortable as possible. I do think I catch a hint of a smile as the corners of your mouth turn upward ever so slightly. Or maybe that's just what I see. There's a special feeling in the room tonight. I feel God's presence all around as His angels surround us. I feel myself drawn closer to your side. I look at you, my dear sweet mom of 62 years, and it's as though every moment we ever shared flashes through my mind. And I know when it's time for you to go. Time to let the angels surround you, and for you to go be with Him. Now I'm the one that has to let go. I know this will be the last time we share that special love between us. So, I give you a kiss and I take your hand within mine. It's that same feeling I had when I was a kid, and you take my hand in yours. Do you remember? I'll never forget that feeling of being cared for, knowing everything was going to be all right. Mom, it's time. I want to offer you one last whisper of words. I will always possess that special love we shared between us. I love you, Mom, but you need to let go now. Minutes later, a peaceful look came over your face. A look that told me you understood the letter I had just written to you. Calmly, you took your last breaths. With a sigh of relief, I knew the angels had taken you. I felt God's presence. Reaching over, I turned off the oxygen machine. But you know what? The tranquility of the room, it captured my heart. I will think of you often, Mom. Please remember this last letter. And be thankful for the time that God allowed us to be together. Your son, Anthony.
Life is a choice, and the time for choice is always now.
Since on some cosmic level I know I've actually chosen my parents, it's amazing to me the path has been so difficult. Even though I innately understand that in some other dimension I specifically chose the circumstances of my own birth, that's a fact that would remain darkly veiled until much later in my life. During my earliest years, I remember the intense pain and longing for unqualified love and acceptance. So devastating to a young, forming child. Imagine discovering the one person you're hopelessly dependent upon is the one person that causes you the greatest terror and pain. Into my teen years, the pain you caused me became so unbearable, I actually contemplated ending it all. Or ending what I thought was the sole source of the problem. You, Mom. I wanted you dead. Unlike the fond memories of my friends, I'm stuck with bitter memories of bloody noses, harsh criticisms, and the feelings of complete worthlessness. Instead of allowed to be a normal child, I was being heartlessly degraded and beaten. Locked outside of the house practically naked in the snow. Chased by my own mother with a butcher knife. And the worst of all, that constant chorus you would always tell me about my only two life's options, do you remember those? Jail or digging ditches. As a result, I became so incensed, I became obsessed with proving you wrong. With every fiber of my being, I focused on attaining things in life that I knew would prove you wrong. Problem is, every time I attained a goal and found that that happiness I was looking for around the corner was not there, I became even more depressed. I again contemplated suicide. After years of watching my life spiral out of control. Lying in the fetal position, crying, I heard a voice. And this is true. I heard a voice, a faint voice, very deep inside of me. You know what that voice said? Forgive her. And when I did, it's as if I had laid down this tremendous weight I had been carrying my entire life. I watched as people entered into my life with timely pieces of critical information. I stood back in awe at the completing fabric that was becoming my life, my new life. The sun began to shine in a world that was previously cold, dark, and bitter. Mom, I wish the best for you. I wish you the ability to walk with your head held high. I wish you to seek and find the happiness we were all meant to achieve. Mom, this is our birthright. In a world of choices, I choose to empower you with thoughts of love and acceptance. For you will always be, after all, my loving mother.
You gave me life and a chance for that life to be filled with wonderful opportunities and love. I'm a part of you that was given away, but always to be found.
My life has been one with two lives. One that I have always known, and one that I may never know anything about. I have always been a child with two mothers. A mother I have always known and loved dearly, and the other I may never know, yet I love as well. Relatives and friends around me have wondered how I have gone this long without ever trying to find you. Well, the answer is, I have been very much loved and cared for by parents who have only wanted the best for me, and I never felt anything was missing from my life that I needed to find. I have known other people who were adopted as children, and they have harbored bad feelings towards their mothers. They felt that their mothers didn't love them, and certainly didn't want them, or they never would have given them away. My feelings could never have been more opposite. Never having known you or anything about you, I have a picture in my head of what you are like. Even though I can't see your face, I can envision your heart. It is huge, filled with so much love for a baby girl. Knowing that your heart is so big makes me feel like it could be broken into many more pieces than an average-sized heart could. I picture your mind as one filled with thoughts of a little blonde girl, filled with love and laughter as she grew older. I hope that every March 15th you imagine me as 1 year older, always being happy and loved. A couple had their prayers answered when you entrusted your own child to their care. I often think how much alike you and Mom must be. Mom is a woman who makes sure her family's needs are met before her own. She gives unconditionally to family, friends, as well as to strangers in need. She never complains and has an incredible strength for getting through life's toughest challenges. She taught me that even though we may never be able to change things in life, we need to make the best of them. You taught me the same when you made your decision to give me up for adoption. Our paths in life have never crossed, and although they may never do so, I've felt you in my life many times. Not a birthday goes by that I hope that you don't remember me, nor a Mother's Day that I don't think of you. I have wondered about you and who you are, but I never felt it was my place to go searching for you. You have a separate life from mine, and because of your decision, it would be up to you if you'd ever choose to find me. That is your life. Yes, there will always be a curiosity as to who you are, but I'd hate to go into a family that may not know anything about me. That is your life. You gave me life, and a chance for that life to be filled with wonderful opportunities and love. And it is. I'm a part of you that was given away, but can always be found. I have come to know that same love and respect that my mom always had for you, by giving us the opportunity to be a family. Just as she taught me, and did herself, I will continue to pray for your peace of mind and heart, to know that your unselfish decision to give me up for adoption truly was the best. Your daughter, Patricia. Oh, by the way, I was renamed Barbara when I was adopted.
You ignored the very large and obvious lump under your armpit. I have chosen not to dwell on what could have been if you would have faced the cancer immediately.
Dear Mom, I am writing to you to let you know how much I love you and to thank you for being the best mother I could have ever asked for. You're my hero. Everything about you amazes me. You have this ability to love. You loved me unconditionally when everybody else doubted me, especially myself. You never judged me or stopped me from doing things, even if you didn't agree with them. You have truly made me into the woman I am today, and I am honored to be your daughter. I have all this love and appreciation for you, and that is why I am so angry. I am angry because you are leaving this world and I am not prepared to let you go. You are dying at such a young age and I just don't know. I start thinking and I know it's your fault. It's your fault. You were the one that ignored that large lump underneath your armpit for years. How can you deny it when breast cancer has always been in your face? Grandma had it, and I know we reminded you to get those mammograms. Didn't you go? Why? I don't understand. You are one of the most intelligent women I know, and I just don't understand why you are in such denial. Was it because you didn't have time to be sick? Would it interfere in your career? Well, now look, your denial is costing your life, and every single member of this family is being cheated out of a life without you. I'm angry. Yes, I'm angry because for the rest of my life, I will feel empty. I won't be able to see you. I won't be able to hear you. You're not going to be there for the birth of my future children, to watch them grow. Who will I turn to for advice? Who will I cry with? God, I am going to miss you so much. And I just can't. I hate it. I hate looking into my life and not having you in it. You know what frustrates me the most? You act like nothing has happened. Even when that lump was so big you couldn't even put your arm down. But I forgive you, because I know you didn't mean for it to get to this point. And your illness has made me so much stronger. I have learned to take care of my body. I have seen cancer take everything away from you. Your hair, your breast, your mind, your dignity, and now your life. And still you act so positive, like nothing has happened. Mom, I want to promise you that I'm going to keep going on, that I'm going to succeed in life, because it is your belief in me that will keep me going. But as your daughter, I ask of you 2 more things. First of all, you have to forgive yourself. Forgive yourself how I have forgiven you. There's no reason for you to mentally beat up yourself any longer. Second of all, just let go and end this suffering. Let go knowing you were a successful mother. There is no need for you to hold on to this family any longer. You and Dad raised 3 children who are now commendable adults. So let go. We're gonna be sad. And it is going to hurt so bad. But because of you, I know we're going to be all right. So just let go. And even if you're not by my side, you're going to be with me everywhere I go because you're always going to be in my heart. I love you, Mom. Your daughter, Jeanette.
I figured that you were the only one who can mend my broken heart.
Okay, Mama. Imagine a small and fragile child slumping on the wooden steps of her grandmother's porch and hoping that today her mother would return for her. And then one day, tearfully, she realizes that her mother is not going to return for her. And all her hopes, they turn into anger. I never wanted or asked for an explanation. I just wanted to hear her say, "I'm sorry." And those two hard to say and priceless words, they would have swept away 10 years of high tides of anger, isolation, regret, bitter tears, and hurt. When I turned 18, I thought I could choose my own path, including religion. But the religious path that I chose, you could not accept. And for reasons that I never understood, you turned on me. Your actions completely stunned me, because I was so close to you as a child. I was your constant shadow, and you were my protector. When you turned on me, it was as if you ripped my heart out with your bare hands, and then you shredded it into 1,000 pieces. Oh, Mom, I blamed you for everything that went wrong in my life. For every bad relationship that I had, because I didn't have an example to follow. For all the feminine issues in my life. For my social anxieties. And for the dreadful way my life turned out to be. Oh, I waited. I waited for a letter, a phone call, or even a visit from you. I figured that you were the only one who could heal my broken heart, because you were the one who broke it. But you are not responsible for my happiness. I am. I can either choose to be happy or bitter. Mom, God cares not for our various denominations, or strict rules or rituals. He just cares that we love Him and one another. I'm a grown woman now, and I want you to know that I will always love you and that I'm okay. From my fragile heart to yours, Caitlin.
Do you realize how far we've come? Seeing us together now, who would ever think that you once changed locks to our house so I couldn't get in?
Hey, Mom. Do you realize how far we've come in our relationship? Now, who would have thought that just 8 years ago, you changed the locks to our house because you were afraid of me? Or that I ran away from home because I was afraid of you? Well, I still remember getting hit across the head with that broomstick. Yeah. I don't know what was worse, the blows you gave me or my first time hitting you. Both of them hurt me real bad. But you know, growing up, the world was a very ugly and scary place for me. And I can't remember the freedom of childhood. That's because mine was taken away. When your boyfriend molested and beat me, and Child Protective Services took me away, I never felt safe again. I used to cry a lot, so I used drugs to ease the pain. But every time I thought of it, I got angry and confused. So, turned into a life of violence. I ended up here, in prison. Mom, I was so angry that I never stopped to realize if the world was just as scary for you. Life's funny. Now, as I sit here in my prison cell, where I may spend the rest of my life, you know, I feel a sense of peace. Well, I've forgiven you. And in so many ways you've shown me you've forgiven me also. God works in mysterious ways, huh, Mama? The closest we were is when we were moved the farthest apart. But don't worry, I'm strong. Together, we can handle anything that comes our way. I've got to give thanks, though, that I didn't realize too late just how much I needed you in my life, Mama. And I just always wanted to... Head count. I've got to go. I'll always love you, Mama. Your son, Danny.
I can stand tall, knowing that the mirror of life casts a very different picture.
Your hands were objects of my fear. Large hands, strong hands. They would grasp my arm in pain or twist my hair out by its roots. And they burned as they struck my skin, leaving marks for me to remember you by. Once, you remember? You swung a hairbrush and broke my front tooth. Take my hand, Savannah, you would say to me. Obediently, I would place my hand in yours, not sure as you guided me through the store if I was your daughter or your prisoner. And when you were displeased, my hand was crushed. Oh, not just my hand, Mom, but my spirit too. As I looked into your face, I could see the reflection of your heart, and it was mostly an angry and bitter image. And I learned hate. I learned hate. I hated you because I thought that you hated me. You spoke of your sister with disgust, and there was no love between you. I heard that same tone when you spoke to me. Savannah, why can't you keep your room clean? Look at you. You are just like your Aunt Alice. You're going to grow up to be just like her, and you are never going to amount to anything. You can't even keep yourself clean. I've never seen her be clean. Look at you. When was the last time you washed your hair? Get into that bathroom now while I scrub your neck. Your hands grabbed me harshly. Tears came to my eyes. I tried to be brave while that washcloth rubbed the top layer of skin away. I was just a little girl, barely reaching the sink while standing on a footstool. Why did you have to be so rough with me? Were you trying to erase images of your sister? Well, I wasn't Alice, and I could never be Alice. Why couldn't you just see the little girl that was me? Thank you, Mom, for all the things that you taught me. I learned not to hit and cause pain with my hands, and I learned not to repeat your mistakes. And I learned who I truly was, and now I can stand tall, knowing that the picture of life casts a very, very different image. I am tender and loving. And your hands are old and crooked now. They can't even grasp the jar and remove the lid. But they can